Welcome ladies and gentlemen to another Call of Duty Warzone video. In this video we're going to go over the top 10 best guns in Season 5. We did one of these last season and most of you seemed to enjoy it, so since there's new guns we thought we'd do it again. Due to the nature of this video, some of your favourite guns might not feature in this list. If you want to see where your favourite gun stacks up against all the rest, we have a video on our channel comparing all the weapons inside Warzone. And that link will be in the description below. And before we kick this list off, I want to mention that a lot of you watching this video right now are not subscribed to the channel, so if you want to see more videos like this one, or if you want to see in-depth comparisons on all of the guns inside Warzone, make sure you hit that subscribe button as we're making so much content for Season 5. Kicking off number 10, we have the new AN94. Now this is the new assault rifle that came out with Season 5. And to make sure you're getting the most out of your AN94 inside Warzone, you want to be using the monolithic suppressor, the factory 438 barrel, the hollow sight optic, the commando foregrip, and the 60 round mags. What makes the AN94 stand out compared to all of the other assault rifles inside this game is the hyper burst feature. So the first two bullets are fired off in a 2-round burst. And this is also at a much higher fire rate, so it means that you're doing so much more damage with your first couple of bullets. It's really important you land those first couple of shots, as that's what will give you the advantage inside the gunfight. Not only that the damage profile on this gun is insane, it's very similar to what you get with an LMG for example, and with the attachment combinations I mentioned earlier on makes the recoil pattern so much easier to control, and if you want to see proof of that, it's in some of our previous videos. The 60 round mags is a must, especially inside Warzone, as you want to be firing for as long as you possibly can, and the hollow sight definitely helps control that recoil at longer ranges. At number 9 we have one of the most unique and fun guns to use. We have the Kar 98, and the best attachments for the Kar 98 is the mono suppressor, the 27.6 barrel, the sniper scope, the sport comb stock, and the stipple grip tape. Now you can switch out the stipple grip tape for the tac laser, or even the focus perk. The reason why I wouldn't choose the focus perk is that you shouldn't be aimed down sights for too long with this gun in the first place. You should be focusing more on reducing that aim down sight time. If you're using this for more longer range engagements, definitely try out the focus perk because it does help out if you're getting shot at. Overall, the Kar 98 is such a fun gun to use, especially when you're trying to quickscope enemies inside Warzone. It's really satisfying. And the buff to the ADS time at the end of Season 4 made it such a great weapon because you don't feel at a disadvantage using this up close. And the Kar 98 is the only marksman rifle that gives you a one-hit headshot potential, so it feels like you're using a really quick sniper. Don't be expecting to snipe enemies across the map with this gun because the damage and the bullet drops off quite early. If you like fast-paced gameplay but you don't like the slow movement of a sniper rifle, the Kar 98's for you. Pair this with your favourite assault rifle or SMG and you'll have a blast. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. At number 8 we have the GRAU 556. Now this used to be the best gun inside all of Warzone. To correctly set up the nerfed GRAU 556 you need to be using the monolithic suppressor, the Archangel barrel, the VLK scope, the commando foregrip, and the 50 or 60 round mags. Don't let the nerf fool you, the GRAU 556 is still a great weapon for Warzone. It's still really good at medium to long range. I just recommend putting that VLK optic on there as it does help you control that recoil a bit better. If you know how to control your recoil really well, or if you play on keyboard and mouse, the GRAU 556 is still a laser beam inside the Warzone. Now since the patch, you do need to fire a couple more bullets to make sure you down your enemy with the GRAU. This is okay at longer ranges as you have more time to try and control your shots, and you're not likely to die very quickly at close range from an SMG for example. Pair this with an SMG and you still have a great loadout option on your hands. You need to keep in mind there is a reason why some pro players still prefer to use the GRAU 556 after the patch. At number 7 we have by far the easiest to use sniper rifle, the HDR. The attachments that give you the best HDR setup are the mono suppressor, the 26.9 barrel, the tac laser, the Stalker Scout stock, and the focus perk. Personally, my favourite sniper rifle is the AX50, and that could easily have made this list too, but we can all agree that the HDR has the least amount of bullet drop and therefore makes it easier to use at longer ranges. The HDR's bullet drop, or lack thereof, makes it amazing to use at longer ranges. You effectively aim at your target and you're definitely going to get a hit marker. With the HDR you do not need to compensate for any sort of bullet drop, and therefore your focus with the attachments is to make sure you're getting the fastest possible aim down sight time. And that's why we use the standard sniper scope as well as attack laser, as thermal sniper scopes decrease your aim down sight speed significantly. And if you're in a sniper fight, you want to make sure you're landing the first shot. Another quick tip with any snipers inside Warzone, if you go to the customization section, you can actually change the reticle so it looks slightly different. That's if you don't like the standard reticle that comes with the snipers. At number 6, we have a lot of people's favourite SMG, the MP7. The best setup for an MP7 is the monolithic suppressor, the recon barrel, the 5mm laser, the Merc foregrip and the 60 round mags. The MP7 is the only SMG I can recommend using at medium range. The rest of the SMGs in this game have a ridiculously low damage drop-off point, whereas the MP5 has a really good recoil pattern, a clean iron sight which is really hard to come by in this game, and also great damage range. The MP7 competes really well at medium range with its high fire rate with the assault rifles, and also with its great mobility you can do really well against other SMGs. And this is why the recon barrel for the MP7 is very important, as it extends that range long enough so that you can use it against assault rifles. And for all these reasons is why I put the MP7 inside my Ghost loadout. If I could only pick one gun, I would pick the gun that is really easy to use and that can perform really well at all ranges. Also, I love the mobility you get with an SMG, it's completely unmatched. And if you're a new player starting playing Warzone for the very first time with Season 5, I highly recommend using the MP7. Before we get into the top 5 best guns in all of Warzone, and if you're enjoying this video, make sure you hit that like button as it helps us get recommended to more people. We want to hit 50 likes on this video. Also, if you're new here and this is the first video you're watching, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to get more videos like this. At number 5, we have a really popular gun, the M4. The best setup for this is the mono suppressor, the grenadier barrel, the commando foregrip, the 50 or 60 round mags, and the stipple grip tape. You can also swap out the grenadier barrel for the Corvus barrel. This will give you quicker movement speed and quicker aim down sight speed, but you're sacrificing some of that range. There's a reason why the M4 always makes a top list, is because it's such a great gun, it has a low time to kill, you can take on multiple enemies, and also if you manage that recoil pattern and master it, it can actually be one of the best guns in the entire game. With the attachments I've shown you, this gets the most out of the M4 to reduce that horizontal recoil so it's easier to control. If you're going to pair the M4 with an SMG, I highly recommend using the grenadier barrel, and if you're going to pair it with a sniper rifle, try out the Corvus barrel, you won't regret it. Using the Corvus barrel gives you some really good range, but also gives you back some of that mobility you used by using the grenadier barrel. So that means you're able to move a lot quicker and your aim down sight speed is going to be a lot quicker as well. And this is important when you're trying to take on multiple enemies, especially inside trios and quads. And once you start using a gun like the M4, it's almost really difficult to move back to a gun with a lower time to kill, because you can melt through enemies so quickly with it. At number 4, we have the meta SMG in the game, the MP5. The only setup you should be using for this is the integral suppressor, the 5mm laser, the Merc foregrip, the 45 round mags, and the collapsible stock. The MP5 has been at the top of the list for so long now, and that's basically because it is the best SMG in the game. SMGs are made for close quarters combat, and that's what the MP5 does amazingly well. With this setup I've shown you, the mobility with the MP5 is the best out of all the SMGs in the game. The iron sights are very clean with this gun, which makes it very usable at close range. And it has the perfect balance of rate of fire, damage profile, and mag size to shred through multiple enemies at close range. Up close, you don't realise how quickly you could shred through enemies with the MP5. Even with full armor plates, the time to kill is so low. At the end of Season 4, the damage range was nerfed with the MP5, but that doesn't defeat the fact that it's the best fully automatic close range weapon inside all of Warzone. At number 8, we have the best semi-automatic close range gun in all of Warzone, which is the FAL. So for the FAL, you want the mono suppressor, you want the 13-inch barrel, you want the Merc foregrip, you want the stipple grip tape, and you want the no stock attachment. You can also swap the barrel out for a 5mm laser, but I prefer the extra movement speed you get with the smaller barrel. If you have a fast trigger finger, you can shred through enemies so quickly with the FAL. The time to kill is very similar to that of the MP5. And the reason I put it above the MP5 is that you find yourself reloading much less with the FAL because each bullet does more damage. And when you use the FAL at close range, even inside Warzone, it almost feels like you're two-tapping enemies. It takes 2 bullets to kill them and you've dropped them so quickly. The best way to pair the FAL is either with a sniper rifle or with another assault rifle that is a longer range weapon. The FAL's damage profile is only great at close range, so you need to keep that in mind. And if you do pair this with another assault rifle, you also need to keep in mind that you're sharing the same ammo. And this is not a huge problem, as assault rifle ammo is the most common inside Warzone. Even the movement speed that you get with the FAL is very similar to what you get with an SMG, so if you haven't tried the FAL out yet, definitely try it out, it's really broken. At number 9, we have the best alternative to the old GRAU as you could possibly get, which is the Kilo 141. The best setup for the Kilo is the 19.8-inch barrel, the mono suppressor again, the VLK optic, the commando foregrip, and the 50 or 60 round mags. The Kilo is my favourite assault rifle out of all of Warzone at the moment. The left strafing recoil pattern is actually very easy to control, even though most people don't like it. And if you've watched any of our previous videos, we show you how accurate the Kilo can actually be at long range. The Kilo's damage profile has always been better than the GRAU, and that's what makes it a really great option. I was using this gun before the GRAU even got nerfed, and I think it's a fantastic gun that everyone should try out. The VLK optic and the commando foregrip help you manage that recoil a bit better, especially at longer ranges. This gun is so well balanced at all ranges, and it's a great gun, especially for the very first one you unlock. It may come as no surprise that the Bruen MK9 is the #1 best gun of all of Warzone. A lot of players predicted this, and the best setup for the Bruen is the mono suppressor, the summit barrel, the VLK optic or the holo sight, the 60 round mags and the commando foregrip. The most important attachment here is the 60 round mags, as this makes the Bruen MK9 perform much like an assault rifle and gives the Bruen the benefit of mobility that all the other LMGs do not have in this game. Not to mention that the Bruen has one of the easiest recoil patterns to control, very similar to that of the old GRAU or the new Kilo. And you're also getting the best part about an LMG, which is the fact that it does so much more damage than the assault rifles. All around, it's safe to say that the Bruen MK9 is the most overpowered gun inside Warzone. It has really low recoil, and it also has a really high damage profile, and the only thing that lets it down is its mobility, but with the 60 round mags you can compensate for this. The worst part about the Bruen is that it's very difficult to unlock, and that is most likely going to get nerfed very soon. Until then, it's going to sit at the top of the list as the best gun in all of Warzone. So there we have our top 10 list of the best guns inside Warzone at the moment, and this list is likely to change after more weapon balancing updates come out in the future. We did miss some great guns that could also feature in this list, so let us know down in the comments which guns you would put in the top 10. Guns like the M13, the Ram 7 and the AX50 are really great options. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like, as it helps YouTube recommend us to more people. And if you're new here and this is the first time you're watching one of our videos, hit that subscribe button, as a lot of time and effort goes into making videos like this. But that's all for today's video, and thank you very much for watching.